OneWest Radio, OneWest Magazine, is your boy FLIXXX. I'm live in effect and doing it real big. We got a special guest in the house today. Y'all wouldn't believe it, on the real. Straight out of Long Beach, man, Long Beach OG, Big Trey Deee, man. How you doing, dog?
Oh, man, you're not standing tall, walking it off. What's up with it, homie?
Now, first of all, man, I want to thank you, for calling in to OneWest Magazine and giving us a chance to chop it up with you right quick.
Oh, man, it's West till I rest, man. You know, I can't die the West, homie.
Now, all day long now, how did you get introduced to hip-hop music?
When did I get introduced to it?
When and how?
I got introduced to hip-hop music, man. Shit, when it first hit the scene, I was barely entering my teen years, so that give you an idea how long I've been around.
All day long.
Yeah. But I always dug the little wordplay and all that, that it was, urban stories, and tales and, party themes and all that, I just dug the whole genre of music. But I didn't really get into actually writing until like the late 80s.
Now, was there any artists out there in particular that influenced you the most? Rakim.
Yeah, he was the man. I mean, he had the slickest metaphors and similes, and the man was just raw. His delivery was flawless. So yeah, he was the one who really inspired me.
Now, once again, this is OneWest Radio, OneWest Magazine. It's your boy FLIXXX. We live and in full effect, holding it down for the West Coast. We got Trey Deee in the house today, doing it real big. Now, also, how did you hook up with Snoop Dogg and Goldie Loc, and where did the whole concept of the Eastsidaz come from?
Well, I hooked up with Snoop back in 1993. I was fresh out of doing my final prison bid at that time when I maxed off parole, and I was introduced to him through a mutual friend of ours at that time, Big Eastsidaz, and
Shouts out to Big Eastsidaz all day.
Yeah, he welcomed me into the Dog Pound back then, and we did some songs for Murder Was the Case and the Dog Pound album and all that. So we had a good couple of year run before he went over there to No Limit. And when he came back, before he came back, he was telling me that he wanted me to clear the streets for him because he had he's been hearing a lot of nonsense in the streets about, him coming back and this, that, and the other, so, I had the clout in the streets, so I said, don't even trip on me, I got you. And when he got back, he pitched the idea that we had first ran by Daz in like 96, 97 of making a group called the Eastsidaz. And by that time, he had brought Goldie Loc into the fold, and he said, what did I think about doing it with Goldie Loc? So I hadn't heard no material by him up to that point. So he played me some lines, and I was like, yeah, it could work. Let's do a couple of songs and see how it turned out. And we just started dropping. He got the heat, so it was born in like 1999. Now,
y'all did that first project with TVT, right?
Yes, sir. The second.
Okay, and that project, like the first album, went platinum.
Yeah.
Now, what do you say to the artists out there that think that hip hop music is a young man's game, is a teenager's game? When you guys come out, make quality music and go platinum still, what do you say to the artists or the hip hop fans out there that think that hip hop is just a game for young people?
Well, at that time, Goldie Loc, he was the youngest. He was a teenager then. So,
oh, no shit.
I mean, they argument could hold a little weight, but at the same time, Snoop was still relatively young. I wasn't really old. I don't even consider myself to be old at this point. But
not at all.
Hip hop in itself is an art. You know what I mean? And I'm quite sure Picasso and Rembrandt, I don't know when they got started, but shit, that they work never did get old.
Now, Deee, I guess what I was really trying to say was your lyrics, you know what I'm saying, were more mature than everybody else. Like you told G stories in your rhymes and whatnot. So when people listen to you, they can relate all day to exactly what you're talking about. And for those out there that haven't had any life experience out there, they might not understand what you're talking about. So do you feel like that hip hop is like missing that message these days from the G's out there putting it down like that?
Well, for my part, that's my whole aim is like just telling tales of what we go through in the urban community on the daily, and I make an effort to do it in a lyrical format just to show my appreciation for the art and the skill. I don't just talk about gangs and drugs and flashy cars and this, that, and the other. I try to tell stories that people can relate to, that's not only been through it, but if you haven't been through it, I try to paint a clear enough picture to where you can understand what's going on and you appreciate it the way I deliver it. Okay,
dig that. Now, question for you. In 2013, like, what do you think about the state of hip hop on the West Coast right now, and also what would you like to see more of from the artists that's out here right now?
Well, I've been locked in these little ass closets for the last decade, and the art form, really is presented to us from a commercial aspect in here, because if you're not listening to the CDs that people buying, if you're just getting it from if you're just getting it from the standpoint of radio and video, then you're just getting the watered down version. And right now, from what I'm hearing outside of that, it's that, Kendrick Lamar, he pretty hot, and, I'm hearing about YG and Problem and, other artists like that. So, I'm kind of like feeling this like a mild resurgence of artists on the West Coast that's being recognized, and that's a good thing. But, personally, I haven't had enough exposure with the bass form of the artistry that's taking place on the West Coast to really offer an objective opinion.
Okay, now
I've been kind of like shed away from it.
Okay, now what I see going on right now, the Eastsidaz is one of the best West Coast, one of the best groups, period, that ever came out, along with the Dog Pound, Off in the Eye, West Side Connection. Now these days, there's a whole lot of solo artists coming out. Why do you think that we don't have more groups these days, and why guys can't seem to work together to get a good album out there?
Well, to me, the way I view how West Coast artists embrace one another, it's as if you already have to be owned to really get embraced. So just starting from the ground up, it's like, whoever has the name, he wants to get out there. He don't want to bring others up with him. It'd have been like, say for example, I said that, I said that I'm better than Goldie Loc Snoop, so put me out, and then, maybe we can go back and then do a group project. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of like abandon your ego to be a part of a group project. And right now, everybody's just trying to get on and get their own shine on. That's what I see, and that's always been the way of the West. Because like if you get a hot artist, like when Jadakiss got hot back east, Jadakiss was on everybody's album, and everybody supported him. The same way when Nas was hot, everybody reached out to him and put him on. They do a lot of collaborating and acknowledging of those who's coming up with lyrical proficiency. But out here it's like, give me mine and damn the next man. That's just the climate out here.
Now, local radio stations around the way, they haven't been known to be real supportive of all of the new hot acts that's coming out, period, or anything like that. And since then, the artists become self-sufficient. Why is it that you think that local radio doesn't support the artists as much as they should out here on the West Coast, specifically on the West Coast?
Well, it has a lot to do with the program directors, you know, and, you know, the program directors really, you know, yeah, I was critical of them at one point, but, you know, I realized that everybody got a job, and in that job, you know, everybody got to play their position. And their position as program directors is to supply what the streets is listening to. And all they know what the streets is listening to is, you know, what the workers, you know, underneath them is telling them what's hot. So they really don't have no connection to the streets that they can tell what's bubbling and up and coming. You know, they just get the word and they just run that in they program format. So I'm not excusing them or nothing like that, but I know where it comes from. And a lot of the times that you don't hear new artists coming up, you know, and getting that exposure is because, you know, they don't want to give them a chance until, you know, they get acknowledged everywhere else. So it's like you got to get fame in other regions before you get accepted here at home, and that's kind of crazy.
Okay, now you had a chance to do a little bit of acting for a bit, especially y'all did the independent film, the Eastsidaz, right there where you played Crackle.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite movies right there. Now, do you plan on hopping back into acting when you get out?
Well, it would definitely be, you know, an aspiration of mine if I could.
Cause you played that part to death. You know what I'm saying? You played the shit out. That's one of my favorite movies out there, still to this day. That was some scandalous ass shit right there.
Well, you know, you gotta have it in you to really portray it.
You in Big Long Beach.
RVA. Yeah, no, I would like to, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm close friends with Exhibit, and Exhibit has a lot of inroads into the film industry right now. And, you know, hopefully, you know, through my association with him, you know, I can rub shoulders with some of them people, you know, up in the game, and they might want to give me a chance, because, you know, I think I can be a, you know, a pretty good actor.
Oh man, you already know, man. The West, man, we waiting for you out here all day long, man. Like, my phone been blowing up, my inbox been blowing up. Everybody been hitting me like, yo, hit up Trey D, man. We trying to hear from OG all day long. We miss him, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got love for you out here. Now, now of all the songs that you've recorded over your career, what's your favorite joint out there that you dig the most?
Wow. Shoot. That's a good question right there. Damn. I think right now I would probably have to go with Another Day.
Okay.
The first song on the Eastside album, because it was the way that it was on that first Eastside LP. It was the way that came together. It was like, you know, we didn't plan on scripting it the way it came out, but, you know, while we was in the studio, it was just like, man, we just gonna get in there and go, you know what I mean, and just give them something real gutter and grimy, and, you know, and why I say it's one of my favorites is because even the Bloods was playing it in the chorus, if you can recall. It was like, damn, cuz, the spot getting hot.
Yeah.
And they would just substitute that with damn, blood, the spot getting hot. But I knew it was major, because for them to be playing that, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, that's,
I mean, I can't even front it. I was bumping Pyru Love when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I had to turn it down when I got to the neighborhood. But that shit was hard, bottom line.
Yeah, no doubt. The Bloods did that thing back then, that Christmas Blood thing. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, now, well, for all of the artists that you've worked with, who has impressed you the most with their work ethic?
Tupac, hands down. Tupac, hands down. I mean, you know, I was around when Suge put up that appeal bond for him, and he touched down, and brother came right in the studio, man, and I missed that first recording he did, but Life So Hard on a Nigga When You Living Like a G. I was like 30 minutes late getting to the studio. It was already laid, and they was playing it back, and I was like, damn, I was like, damn, this boy hard. And they was, I mean, they knocked that for like an hour straight while they was, while they was mixing it down and everything in the studio. And after that, every time I go to the studio, we, up at Can-Am, out there in Tarzana, we'd probably be in Studio B, and they'd be in Studio A, and, we probably record one song, and by the time we get through with one song, they be like on their second song, Pocket Outlaws, because, he didn't take, he was the general up in that, up in that studio. It was like, if you got in that vocal booth, you had 2, maybe 3 takes to get your shit right, but he was pulling you right up out of there and either going in there himself or putting somebody else in there. And the man he was just a hit maker, man, a natural hit maker. So
pretty much, I guess it is safe to say that everybody that's had experience with Tupac working in the studio, pretty much it changed the whole way they handle business.
Yeah, to a degree, because I didn't adopt his work ethic, but I admired it. You know what I mean? Not saying I was lazy or nothing, but I was just a lot more meticulous because maybe, I hadn't had his years of experience. So, I never assumed that I was capable of getting up in there and cranking out hits like he did, because, I mean, you can go in there and record a bunch of songs, but, I mean, if you only recording 2, 3 good songs out of every 5 or 6, then you're doing yourself an injustice, and you're doing the people an injustice, and you're doing yourself a disservice by not being more assiduous to your craft. But him, I mean, everything he went there, he was like King Midas of rap. Everything he touched, it's turned to gold.
Now the fans definitely want to know. They're telling me to ask a question. Can we expect another Eastsidaz album?
Good news. I talked to Snoop Dogg maybe about 10 days ago, and he said, he was gonna holler at Goldie Low, because I'll be out, within the next 4 or 5 months.
Dig that.
And, I got 10 in, man. They tried to kill your boy, man, but I'm coming back like, the resurrection. You hear me?
All day long.
Yeah, he said he wanted to get behind that, man, and bring that to life as far as us doing the documentary and the EP. But I'm not sure about the EP thing, man. I think the people want a full dose. So we just gonna cross T's and dot the I's, man, and iron everything out. And right now it's looking like a real good chance, man, that y'all gonna have another Eastside album next year.
And there it is. Y'all heard it right here on OneWest Radio. What's going down? We live and doing it big with OG Trey D. You know what I'm saying? Eastside is up all day long. Now also, I had a question. Working with Snoop as an independent artist that's coming up, that was doing this thing. Like you went independent for a bit. What advice would you have for the artists that's coming up, starting from the bottom? You know what I'm saying? What advice would you have for them being an independent as opposed to being a major to get their program cracking?
I really wish I could answer that question right now, but like I just said, man, I've been away from the game, man, for 10 years, man. They snatched me up in 2003, and a whole lot changes, in 2 years and 5 years. So I'm sure so much has changed in these past 10 years that I would only be able to speculate and give people game as it was when I was out there. So I don't want to try to offer no 2003 advice to nobody in 2014. So what I can say is as far as being independent, that's usually the best way to go if you don't have a major connection or your own buzz already jumping off to make them want to come scoop you. You got to get your weight up. You know what I mean? You got to be talked about. You got to be recognized as one of the premier lyricists or, you know, attraction in the streets in order for majors to come looking for you, you know, and even show interest in you. So, I mean, that's about all I can say on that. You know, ain't nothing wrong with being independent, but, you know, shit, ultimately, at the end of the day, everybody want to be a part of the big machine.
All day long. Now, would you ever be interested in writing an autobiography?
You know, I started one, and I got midway through the second chapter and said, man, there's so much that I have left that I want to accomplish, and, you know, so many things that I have left ahead of me as opposed to behind me that I just put it on ice. I have wrote a couple of urban novels, though. You know, I got The Streets Gon' Cry and Los Angeles Times Urban Tales, and both of those are in Barnes & Nobles and Amazon.com right now. And I'm working on Streets Gon' Cry Part 2, as well as, you know, a novel about Long Beach, you know, gang banging in Long Beach, and, you know, the difference of how we do it in other places. So, you know, I've been getting my right on, but the autobiography, I'm just not prepared to say that, you know, I didn't accomplish everything that I want to up to this point, so I'm just going to put that on hold.
Well, if you need an Alex Haley, man, let me know, though. I can dang sure go in with you on that all day.
That's right. That's a good thing. I appreciate that.
Now, once again, this is OneWest Radio, OneWest Magazine. We with Trey Deee, man. Hey, now, is there any shout-outs that you want to give out there right quick before we go?
Shit, man, you know, so I got to give a shout-out to OneWest, man, you know, acknowledging and, you know, still supporting me, man. That's highly appreciated, man. You know, your boy, Eastsidaz, you know, I got to salute him. We go way back as well. You know, to all my old homies out there, as far as I was in the game when I was in there, man, they're still hanging around and doing it, and, you know, keeping themselves relevant, man. Shit, keep pushing, man. You only as old as you think and feel. And, you know, to all the new artists coming up on the West Coast, you know, that's getting y'all shine right now, and, you know, throwing y'all shows, and, you know, got that spotlight on y'all, man. Shit, you know, realize that it's a business, man, and you know, a major part of business is having your shit correct, you know, from lawyers to, you know, to everything, man, that pertains to business. So, you know, don't get caught up in the hype and slip and you know, get caught up in bullshit as far as, you know, letting people pull you back into that street life, man, if you're trying to step away from it, man, because, you know, this is a major opportunity in life, man, though too many people get this opportunity. And, you know, myself being one that, you know, kind of like lightweight took it for granted, you know, that's just something I want to share with, you know, all the artists that's out there coming up right now, man. Cherish the opportunity you got. And all the fans, man, that, you know, that wrote me kites for these last 10 years, man, and you know, shot me bullied and shot me pictures, and, you know, all the little chicks that been trying to get at me and all that. You know, I appreciate that, man, and, you know, it's much love, man, you know. Everything good, man. I'll see y'all in a minute.
And we got much love for you, too, and we can't wait all day long, man. We appreciate you calling in, OG.
All the time, man. Have a blessing, bro.
And you do know that.
Eliminate. Prosecute. Motherfuckers think it's cool. Yeah. Doghouse style. It don't stop. R.T. Check this out, homie. Damn, cuz, this spot's getting hot. I can't trust the paramedics or them crooked ass cops. The closest nigga to you would do you and try to screw you. Backstab you in the back and act like he never knew you. And he could be the same nigga to switch, playing ball with minute, but he really is a bitch. Now watch out for the twist. Here come them niggas that was with you, but they out to get rich. But you thought them niggas would never do that until they came back strapped with them rat-a-tat-tats. And it always ends up fucked up. When the innocent die, it'll have your brain stuck. Say what? It'll have your brain stuck. Shit out of luck, cuz I'm having bad luck. Fucked up in my younger days. Shit, I'm banging with deuces, hanging with trays. A few days back, one of my homies got rugged out. Damn shame. Older brother seen he drugged out. One of my G's bust a bottle over the BG's head. Say it's your fault that my other BG land dead. But it's a fact that if you pack, nigga, bust back. Never run, go out gun unless you fall, rat. Who would've said that it would've helped anyway? With more guns, niggas sending for another day. Damn, cuz, the spot's getting hot. Say what? Say what? The spot's getting hot. Say damn, cuz, the spot's getting hot. Say what? Say what? Cause shit's getting hectic. Bustin' through my windows, think it was my homies fucked up, can't really call it though. If it was, I'ma get him. Yeah, he gon' hate it when it hit him. Damn, cuz, the spot's getting hot. I can't trust the paramedics or them crooked ass cops. The closest nigga to you would do you and try to screw you. Backstab you in the back and act like he never knew.
Another day has come. How much longer will I run? I wanna have some fun, laying out in the sun. How much dirt have I done? My life has just begun. I sleep with my gun. My problems weigh a ton.
I got to say damn, the programming up that switched. Fool I used to run with and trust and snitch. Got one time on my block straight posted, hoping that I slipped but I dipped and ghosted. Told my baby mama it was drama unfolding. I kissed on my kids then commenced the strolling. Wound up down on the hot ass block, shacking with some chickens getting hot ass cock. Daily tradie a loose pursuit, but these hoes broken don't look too cute. So I parlay to the whore ways of jacking. Fast came the cash, but the mash was crack. I didn't think I was the one to be kicking summary or someone, I let him slide up under me. But God is my witness. As a G, I couldn't see D just going out senseless. I stayed hard and hit the yard. Poor niggas whole cause, had them running to the sword. Jailhouse scores tell the part you played. Living with a snitch jacket destined for the break. It don't pay to go soft, cause when we catch you slipping, real niggas taking off, motherfuckers. And that's how we do it. Bitch ass niggas out here telling, disrespecting the game, fucking up this realism we putting down out here. You know what I'm saying? Nigga need the cops to help him out. Hoe ass niggas, stand on your own, nigga. Live by the gun, die by the gun, nigga, be a soldier.
Another day has come. How much longer will I run? I wanna have some fun, laying out in the sun. How much dirt have I done? My life has just begun. I sleep with my gun. My problems weigh a ton. Oh,
Yeah, what's up, world? This OG Trey D, the General. And y'all listening to OneWest Radio. Bang that shit.
Yeah, doghouse style. It don't stop.
Yeah, it's a lot of this shit going on right here. Name of this joint right here is called Fabricated G's. Featuring my nigga Big Trey D. Real G nigga. Holla at your boy.
Back up, nigga, before I had to get that. Homie, I'm from Long Beach, where only Crips at. Loped out, no doubt, packing them big gats. Hit that ass up, then you hearing the click clack. Glow, motherfucker, be to knock your shit back. Guess it be best you quit running your lips black. Fabricated gangsters, I done been there and did that. Talking, see, walking street, choking and live that. Check the boards and the scores, I'm the hardest by 4. The general original, I started the core. Call me the Zor, ain't no other rapper is raw. Tapping your jaw, test me and I'm clapping the saw. Up in your chest, veteran been running the West. Any object, get it if you come to contest. Nothing less than immaculate, gang bang activist. Natural shit, nigga, meaning I ain't gotta practice it. Chucks and khaki shit, strictly G style. From the set to the county to the P now. Peep how I keep my gangster standing. Was saying everything, I keep my gangster hand in. Homies low key, stay chasing the guap. Got homies OT now, claiming the block. Check the name, Insane's even banging the Bronx. Trey D, stay G till the day that I drop. The day that I drop, rivals better stay off they block. My riders ride for me every day till they got. Hate it or not, banging, never aiming to stop. Drama and beef, G's keep making it pop, straight out the box. Came in gaining my props, staying in stock. Swing like a tray when it hop. Say that I got ambitions of a rider like Pac. G cream of the crop on the rise to the top. Now back up, nigga, before I had to get that. Homie, I'm from Long Beach, where only Crips at. Loped out, no doubt, packing them big gats. Hit that ass up, then you hearing the click clack. Glow, motherfucker, be to knock your shit back. Guess it be best you quit running your lips black. Fabricated gangsters, I done been there and did that. Talking, see, walking, street choker, then live that. Check the stats and the tats, I'm the realest to rap. A menace in fact, itching to be peeling your cap. Playing for keeps, enemies facing defeat. Stay in the streets, dipping with a K on the seat. Patrolling the zone, locating in my focus is on. Blowing your dome, catch you niggas rolling alone. Slipping to sleep, keep extended clips in the heat. Soon as I creep, squeeze till I hit what I seek. Consensus complete, nigga, I'm the shit in the beach. Mention the G, you making it my business to speak. Crip and unique, no other sense as vicious as me. Bitch, I'm a G, bustin' need permission to speak. Flow is the bomb, aggressive that is spoken with calm. Known as a dime, making rappers slow to respond. One of the greats, probably top one in the state. It's up for debate, vocal tone rugged with bass. Knowledge is deep, though I'm a product out of the streets. Top of the peak, bring crowds out of their seats. Hands in the sky, waving them from side to side. Rhymes divine, plus a nigga style is fly. Smooth but rough, every bar proves I bust. Fools get slumped, and even rap crews destruct. Solo I crush, bring it if you think it's a bluff. Street officials, with us ain't nobody can fuck. So back up, nigga, before I had to get that. Homie, I'm from Long Beach, where only Crips at. Loped out, no doubt, packing them big gats. Hit that ass up, then you hearing the click clack. Glow, motherfucker, be to knock your shit back. Guess it be best you quit running your lips black. Fabricated gangsters, I done been there and did that. Talking, see, walking, street choker, then live that.